Net solved. Paper 2 December 2008. 1. The Victorian period refers to the reign of Queen Victoria of England during A. 1830, 1890. B. 1837, 1905. C. 1837, 1901. D. 1850, 1910. Answer, C. 2. The Rambler appeared every A. Tuesday and Saturday. B. Sunday and Wednesday. C. Friday and Monday. D. Thursday and Monday. Answer, A. 3. Tottle's miscellany contained A. 30 sonnets. B. 54 sonnets. C. 50 sonnets. D. 60 sonnets. Answer, B. 4. Imagism is associated with A. T. S. Eliot. C. E. E. Cummings. B. D. H. Lawrence. D. T. E. Hume. Answer, D. 5. The title Things Fall Apart is drawn from a poem by A. W. B. Yeats. B. Ted Hughes. C. W. H. Auden. D. Robert Lowell. Answer, A. 6. Formal criticism relates to the structure of A. Literary devices. B. Myths. C. Content. D. Form. Answer, A. 7. A foot in prosody is a basic unit of A. Rhyme. B. Length. C. Rhythmic measurement. D. Height. Answer, C. 8. Who of the following is known for aphoristic prose style? A. William Hazlitt. B. Francis Bacon. C. John Ruskin. D. G. K. Chesterton. Answer, B. 9. The Confessions of an English Opium Eater was written by A. William Hazlitt. B. S. T. Coleridge. C. Landor. D. De Quincey. Answer, D. 10. Ireland emerges as the most important metaphor in A. Seamus Heaney. B. Elizabeth Jennings. C. Arnold Wesker. D. Edward Albee. Answer, A. 11. Which of the following Shakespearean plays is in the correct chronological order? A. King Lear, Hamlet, Much Ado, Troilus, and Cressida. B. Much Ado, Hamlet, King Lear, Troilus, and Cressida. C. Troilus and Cressida, King Lear, Hamlet, Much Ado. D. Hamlet, Much Ado, King Lear, Troilus, and Cressida. Answer, B. 12. The major contribution of the Restoration period is in the field of A. Philosophical writings. B. Poetry. C. Drama. D. Letters. Answer, C. 13. The correct chronological order of the following poets is A. Byron, Shelley, Keats, Walter Scott. B. Shelley, Walter Scott, Keats, Byron. C. Keats, Byron, Walter Scott, Shelley. D. Walter Scott, Byron, Shelley, Keats. Answer, D. 14. Where Angels Fear to Tread is a novel by A. Virginia Woolf. B. E. M. Forster. C. D. H. Lawrence. D. James Joyce. Answer, B. 15. The plays of Edward Albee deal with A. Problems of middle class. B. Hypocrisy of aristocracy. C. Mechanizations of politics. D. Simplicity of lower class. Answer, A. 16. Heptameter consists of A. 5 metrical feet. B. 6 metrical feet. C. 7 metrical feet. D. 8 metrical feet. Answer, C. 17. Informalistic school of criticism art is A. Entertainment. B. Preaching. C. Matter. D. Style. Answer D. 18. The Loneliness of the Long-Distance Runner is a novel by A. Alan Salito, B. Paul Scott, C. Peter Porter, D. Muriel Spark. Answer A. 19. Rugby Chapel is a poem by Matthew Arnold in the memory of his A. mother, B. brother, C. father, D. sister. Answer C. 20. The earliest woman novelist of significance in the 18th century is A. Mary Edgeworth, B. Aphra Behn, C. Mary Russell, D. Mrs. Gaskell. Answer A. 21. Cut is the branch that might have grown full straight is a line that occurs in A. Dr. Faustus, B. Hamlet, C. Macbeth, D. The Spanish Tragedy. Answer A. 22. Pope's essay on man can best be read as a poem of A. classical understanding of nature, B. anti-romantic view of life, C. sociological estimate of man, D. philosophical apprehension of life. Answer D. 23. The term Victorian evokes the attitudes of A. Philistinism, B. moral earnestness, C. licentiousness, D. transcendentalism. Answer B. 24. Larry Slate is a character in A. Desire Under the Elms, B. The Emperor Jones, C. The Iceman Cometh, D. Harry Ape. Answer C. 25. Iambus is a metrical foot consisting of A. 2 syllables, B. 3 syllables, C. 4 syllables, D. 1 syllable. Answer A. 26. The lines "not that he wished his greatness to create / for politicians neither love nor hate" occur in A. The Rape of the Lock, B. Absalom and Achitophel, C. Macflechno, D. Essay on Man. Answer B. 27. 11,396 definitions of Romanticism were given by A. Friedrich Schlegel, B. Victor Hugo, C. Edgar Allan Poe, D. F. L. Lucas. Answer D. 28. The term "a stream of consciousness" is derived from the writing of A. Mary Sinclair, B. Dorothy Richardson, C. William James, D. Gertrude Stein. Answer C. 29. Sean O'Casey's Juno and the Paycock is A. a romantic comedy, B. a historical tragedy, C. a mythical reconstruction, D. a tragicomedy. Answer D. 30. The reader response theory implies that A. there is no one correct meaning of the text, B. the readers of an age construct the meaning, C. beliefs determine meaning, D. a style is the hallmark of the text. Answer A. 31. Which of the following author-book pair is correctly matched? A. Walter Pater, Unto This Last, B. Browning, The Ring and the Book, C. M. Arnold, Idols of the King, D. Thackeray, Bleak House. Answer B. 32. Myth criticism focuses on A. a study of myths and mythology, B. archetypes of spiritual experience, C. recurrence of archetypal patterns, D. the confluence of different traditions. Answer C. 33. The phrase "disassociation of sensibility" was first used by A. Philip Sidney, B. T.S. Eliot, C. John Dryden, D. Matthew Arnold. Answer B. 34. An idyll is usually a poem about A. picturesque city life, B. panoramic view of nature, C. picture of industrial society, D. picturesque country life. Answer D. 35. The lost generation refers to the generation that came to maturity in the A. 1920s, B. 1930s, C. 1910s, D. 1940s. Answer, A. 36. The French Revolution had a significant impact on A. Victorian literature, B. Romantic literature, C. Neoclassic literature, D. Modern literature. Answer, B. 37. In which poem does the following line appear? Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. A. Michael. B. Immortality Ode. C. Rejection, an Ode. D. Tintern Abbey. Answer, B. 38. Tale of a Tub is about A. Warring political factions, B. Struggling lower class people, C. Controversial philosophical documents, D. Contending religious parties. Answer, D. 39. Congreve's The Way of the World ends with A. A dance party, B. Punishment of Lady Wishfort, C. Sending of Mr. Fainall to prison, D. Reconciliation of petulant Witwoud. Answer, A. 40. On seeing whom does Miranda exclaim, "Oh, Father, surely that is a spirit. Lord, how it looks about." A. Caliban, B. Ferdinand, C. Alonso, D. Stefano. Answer, B. 41. Secular influences on the early English drama were A. Political squabbles, religious sermons, and social customs, B. Rural politicking, hypocrisy of the elite and falsity of aristocracy, C. Village festivals, folk plays and minstrels, D. Middle-class life, moral beliefs, and uprising of the subalterns. Answer, C. 42. John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress was written while he was A. In prison, B. On a pilgrimage, C. On a social mission, D. In a church. Answer, A. 43. In Juvenalian satire the speaker is A. A political orator, B. A propagandist, C. A social revolutionary, D. A serious moralist. Answer, D. 44. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice most clearly shows the influence of A. Fielding Smollett, B. Richardson, C. Smollett, D. Sterne. Answer, B. 45. The most important of the evolutionists during the Victorian period was A. Erasmus Darwin, B. Robert Chambers, C. Charles Darwin, D. Alfred Russel Wallace. Answer, C. 46. A philosophical attitude pervading much of modern literature is A. Absurdism, B. Dadaism, C. Imagism, D. Surrealism. Answer, A. 47. The term magic realism was first introduced by A. Hannah Arendt, B. Franz Roh, C. Jean Arp, D. Peter Behrens. Answer, B. 48. The Indian English novelist who, for the first time, addressed the question of language and indigenous experience was A. Mulk Raj Anand, B. R.K. Narayan, C. Arun Joshi, D. Raja Rao. Answer, A. 49. G. V. Dasani's All About H. Hadar is written in the A. Stream of consciousness mode, B. First-person narrative mode, C. Picaresque mode, D. Naturalistic mode. Answer, A. 50. The rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet is A. Abob, CD CD, FF, GG, B. Abba, CDDC, of, GG, C. Abob, CDCD, FF, GH, D. Ob, CCDD, E of, GG. Answer, A.